Want a soar? Get a mentor. Hey, it's Nina Carmichael, and we made these videos because you're probably the most ambitious person in your circle. And you get that push by surrounding yourself with the best. So today, let's learn from one of the best, my husband, Evan Carmichael. And this is the number one thing that's robbing you of your success. Enjoy. Okay, let's kick it off with rule number one. Change your standards.
You are where you are in life and business because of your standards. It's just not important enough for you yet to hit that next level. For you, for me, for all of us, we've settled. We've settled for what currently is and haven't demanded from ourselves that we reach that next level. Change your standards, change your life. So I was recently talking to Alex on my team, and he helps me run Toronto Dance Salsa, the largest dance school for salsa in North America, probably. And he recently went through this weight loss challenge, and he lost, I don't know, I want to say 30 pounds. And now he's sticking to this really thin line of between 150 and 155 pounds. That's his goal, that's his standard. When he's getting close to 155, he slows down on the eating, and when he's around 150, he has a little bit more, and he's constantly staying in this band because he set a new standard for himself. Even though he might have been 180 or 185 before, now anywhere close to 155 is gonna be too much. Like, that's it. That's my new standard. That's the lowest I'm gonna go, which is crazy high compared to what he was before. He's now trying to bring that same standard to his business. So what he's trying to do every day now is, if you follow him on Instagram, is he's posting at the end of the day how proud he is of the effort he put in. How proud is he of the effort that he put in out of 10? And sometimes you see it's 5.5, sometimes you see it's a 7, and every now and then it's an 8 or even a 9. How proud he is of the effort that he put in. This is now the area where he needs to raise his standards. And I was talking to him yesterday, and a big breakthrough that happened was, said, Alex, you've lost 30 pounds, man, or more from your weight loss journey. Now, the idea of being over 155 is crazy when you used to be 180, right? Or 185, it's crazy. You need to take that same approach to your business, to your effort, that you're proud of yourself every day for what you're doing. Anything under 8 should be considered a cheat day. Anything under 8 is like you had a cheat day on your diet. Every now and then on his weight loss journey, he had a cheat day. He had a moment of weakness. He went for a giant pizza and a cake because he was starving and he couldn't control himself. But it was these one-off moments, right? It was like once every 3 weeks or something, and he continued down. That now needs to be your daily effort. If it's under 8, that's like you're eating cake and pizza. 8 needs to be the new waterline. That if you're getting close to it, it's like, holy cow, I need to work harder. I need to accomplish. I need to go off and do. Just like 155 now is that benchmark for himself. And putting into those terms made sense for him because he had higher standards now for himself in what he ate, in how he took care of his body, than he did for what he was doing into his business. And so it's the same thing for you. You want to grow, you want to get better, you want to improve, you have to raise your standards. You have to now not settle for where you're at, because where you're at's good. This is the problem. Good is the enemy of great, right? Where you're at's good, it's good. It's not amazing, but it doesn't suck, because if it sucked, if you hated it every day, you would have to find a way out. But because it's good, you don't do it. You don't change. It's not important enough for you to want to get to that next step. That's what I want to force in this video. I'm going to give you 3 ways to do it. Step number 1 is understand, where do you need to have a higher standard? Where in your life do you need to have a higher standard? What's the thing that you want more of? Alex did it in his health and his weight. Now he's applying it to his business and his life. For you, where is it? Is it your health? Is it your business? Is it learning the skill set? Is it posting content every day? Like, where is it that you need to have a higher standard for yourself? Be specific, be clear, write it down. Step number 2 is surround yourself with it daily. One of the greatest things that you need to do that really helps you raise your standards is be around people who are more high achieving in that thing. Be around people who are more high achieving in the thing that you want to get great at, the thing that you are weak at. So if I was hanging around bodybuilders all day, I'd probably work out a lot more, right? Because everybody's doing it, because they have a higher standard. Where I might let myself off the hook for not doing a workout, I'm going to see them crushing it. They're going to lift me up. They'll just have to. They'll lift me up. and I'm gonna make them believe in themselves more. That's just gonna happen. I was on Twitch streaming last night, League of Legends, and a guy said, man, you're so positive. Twitch is such a negative, toxic place, and you're here spreading positivity. Like, yeah, and I'll keep doing it. And no matter who comes in who's negative and toxic, I am more confident in my positivity and belief than you are in your negativity and toxicity. And so I will make you doubt yourself because of my confidence. Whoever's more confident wins. And so the trick is, you're very confident in some things and not so confident in other things. The things that you want to get good at, right? Things that you want to get great at. The things that you want to get great at, not good. Things that you want to get great at. You don't have a high degree of confidence in your ability to do it. You need to be around people who have a high degree of confidence and are doing it. Whether that's actually face-to-face, but it could be through videos. It could be through books. It could be through podcasts. If you are trying to get healthy, you're trying to lose weight, you're trying to gain strength, and you're following people on Instagram and watching videos that motivate you every day, it's in your environment every day, it will just pull you up. My videos, my channels, I use for myself because it makes me feel more believed. I surround myself with Tony Robbins every day, and Steve Jobs every day, and Kanye West every day, and Oprah Winfrey every day. They're in my ear. They're pulling me up, and they can do that for you as well. So whatever it is that you want to raise your standard in, surround yourself every day with that content, with those people. And then step number 3 is schedule for success. The mindset is the first part, but then you got to do something. You want to accomplish a new level. Amazing. What are you going to do every day? Show me in your calendar. Pull out your calendar, pull out your, week to week, from this Sunday until the next Sunday, from 7 days in between. What are you going to do? Show me in your calendar where you're spending time developing this new habit, fixing your new mindset, putting the actual work in. You want to gain muscle? Awesome. It's great to be around people who are doing it, but then you have to actually put in your calendar, I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to start lifting some weights. You want to create YouTube content? Amazing. It's great maybe to be inspired watching me or other YouTube creators, but nothing happens until you pick up your phone and you start filming something. And that has to be in your calendar. If you hope for something to happen, it's not going to happen. If you hope for something to happen, it's not going to happen. Right? This is something that you have a slipping standard on. You know you want to get better at, and so it has to be in your calendar. You have to schedule for success. This is what new success looks like for you. Great. Your success is your habits. So schedule it in. That every week or every day or every month, however often you need to do it, it's in there, it's happening, you're going to raise your standards because of it.
Rule number 2, take control of your decisions.
Every time you say, I can't, you're teaching yourself that you suck. Because you've quit, because you've given up. It's not your fault that you can't do it. It's your work or your school or your family or all the other commitments that you have, but not your fault. Nope. 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 Change your I can'ts to either I'm going to or I choose not to. That's how you take back control of your decisions and your life. So I recently listened to this Chinese song and I got obsessed with it. I was playing it all day long and I loved it. I don't know what they're saying. I don't know what the words mean. I loved it. I go to bed and lyrics start coming to me. Rap lyrics. In full sentences, right? The first one comes in, okay, wake up, I'm in bed, I'm lying in bed, trying to sleep. It's 11 o'clock, trying to sleep. Idea, rap lyric come, okay. I write it down. Again, rap lyrics come, write it down. More, write it down. Until 3 in the morning, I haven't slept yet. Ideas just keep coming for this song that's like, I need to make a rap. And then what comes into my head is, what? You're gonna make a rap? It's easy to get locked into I can't mode. I can't do this. I can't start that. I can't do a rap. I didn't go to school for that. Not that you go to school for rap. I didn't rap growing up. I don't have musical talent, right? That's not what people know me for. That's not what people expect from me. I can't rap. That's where most people quit. But instead, I decided I was gonna get up at 3 something in the morning, go to my computer, finish writing out my lyrics, and then I spent the day rapping. And that night, finished the video, sent it off to Christina, my editor, to put it together, and the next day we released my rap video. Now, maybe you love it, maybe you hate it, it's gotten some decent responses. It was tons of fun to put together, and most importantly, I taught myself in all of these things. These are all great micro moments to teach yourself that you're amazing. Whenever you say, I can't, and you do it, that's how you build self-confidence. That's the birthplace of self-confidence, self-love, self-respect, is taking something that you think that you can't do and just trying. Not even doing it full out, because I don't expect my rap to go off and win any kind of awards, right? But I tried it. I did it. I released it. Expect to suck at the beginning. That's okay. It's normal. It's part of the process. But in those moments of I can't, and then turning them into something that actually exists, is where your genius will come. I look at my top 10 series, and it's partly why I have Kanye on my wall, because the first video that I made was on Kanye. First top 10 was on Kanye. It was 5 years into my YouTube career. I did a response to my friend Mark Drager from Phantom Media. And I said initially, I can't do this. Like, I can't make a video now on this. I have all these other commitments. I have a full day ahead of other stuff that I'm supposed to do. And said, no, I did action. I'm just gonna do it. Forget it. I'm gonna make it. And I didn't expect it to do well. Luckily, it actually did. And then that became this whole thing of making, I don't know how many top 10s, hundreds, maybe 1,000. I don't know how many top 10. How many top 10s have I done? I have no idea. But it started off as just idea. Trust your ideas. Know that they're amazing. Stop saying I can't to yourself. This is where you need to take control of your head and your heart. You have to make decisions with your heart and then use your head to figure out how to do it. Anytime you're doing something new, super important. Anytime you're doing something new, I'm gonna make a rap, I'm gonna make a top 10 video, I'm gonna do anything outside my normal thing, right? Same for you. Anytime you're doing something new, it doesn't make sense because it's new. What is brand new doesn't make sense. You're creating something new. And so your head, your logical brain that's designed to keep you safe, doesn't understand it. Its job is to protect you and says, don't do that. You can't do that because one, it's never been done, and because we have all these reasons why it's not possible for you, not just anybody else, for you. Like, you can't do it because you haven't done it before. That's what your head says. Your heart can create something new. Your heart creates art. Your heart makes up a world that hasn't existed before. And so at the very beginning of many projects, your head and your heart are against each other. Your heart's saying, I want to make this. Your head's saying, you can't make this. And so you end up staying stuck in limbo with all these ideas, never taking momentum because your head and your heart are fighting. You've got your foot on the gas and the brake at the same time, never moving, knowing that you're capable of more. And so you make the big decisions in your life with your heart, and then you rally your head to say, okay, we're doing this. I'm making the rap video. I'm making the top 10. You're gonna do your crazy idea. And then your head says, ooh, okay, they're serious. Let's figure out how not to die doing this, right? Let's figure out how to actually make it work. So you make the big decisions in life with the heart, and then you use your head to figure out how to go out and accomplish it. So how do you stop saying I can't and turn your ideas into action? I'm gonna give you a 3-step process that I think will help. Step number 1 is say I can't, and then have a blank. And then fill in that blank. Like, what can't you do right now? I can't, and not some stupid thing like I can't fly. I can't jump off a building. Okay, great. Like, what are your actual goals? What do you want to accomplish in your life? Accomplish with your business? What do you want to have happen? Within that context, what are you telling yourself that I can't do? So when you say I can't, and you leave a space there, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? If you need help, if you're not getting it, go look in the mirror. Serious, like, pause this video, go to the mirror, look at yourself in the eyes and say, I can't, and then see what comes up. Whether you actually say it out loud or it's just in your head, that little voice inside your head that is oh so powerful. What is it saying that you cannot do? Write it down. Step number 2 is you're gonna do it. Do it. Whatever the thing is, do it. You can't rap? Rap. You can't make a top 10? Make a top 10. You can't whatever? Do it. Like the smallest possible way. If it's make a rap, I don't expect a fully polished, amazing video, right? The 2% difference. Take that idea that you have, and instead of planning to get to 100%, the 2% difference is figure out what is the first 2% of that idea and just do it. You say you can't do it, great, do it. The difference between doing something and not doing something is doing something. So just go do it. Show yourself. This could be the greatest day of your life. If you take something, this is what you want to train yourself. Like if you say, I can't do things, if you're in the habit of saying, I can't, you need to flip that. And it's not, again, some monumental thing, some giant event that happens. It's a daily battle with yourself. Confidence comes from the daily battle with yourself. Of flipping I can't to showing yourself that you can try, that you will, you're gonna do it. So do it. Whatever that I can't is, go do it. Find some small way and just do it. And then step number 3 is expect to suck. Expect to suck. Don't expect to be great. If you say I can't make videos and then you go do one, Expect it to suck. That's okay. That doesn't mean, see, I can't do it. Look, it sucked. No. You tying your self-worth to the results is a losing game. It's the process. You started. All that's missing now is a skill set. How do you get a skill set? Practice. Practice. If I suck at making rap, but every day I worked at my rap skills, I would be better. I may not win a Grammy, but I could spit out some fire rap. I just believe it. And I want you to believe that too, that whatever this thing, you might think, that's ridiculous. That Evan Carmichael thinks he could be a rapper. That's what I want for you. Because everybody's saying that you are ridiculous for thinking that you can become an X. And worse than that, you are saying that it's ridiculous for you to become an X. You can be an X. Practice, dedication, hard work. It's just a skill set. The thing that's missing is momentum. Momentum comes from the belief that it's possible. So you can't, what? You can't X? Do it. And expect to suck. And prove to yourself that you're capable of starting. You're capable of building momentum. And that now the only thing missing is a skill set. And just like any other skill, you can pick it up through practice.
Rule number 3, work hard.
Hard work is your ticket in. No matter where you come from, what you look like, what your skills are, hard work is always the ticket in. The odds might be against you. Awesome. Now what? Quit on your dreams or keep working hard? How you answer that question will change your life. So I have an agent in New York, and when I first started the agency, I almost didn't get in. I didn't get in because I'm a weird case for them. My agent now, he looked at me back then, and this must have been 6 or 7 years ago by now, and he said, Evan, I love your message. The problem is you're not a very good communicator. And that hurt at the beginning because I had already done some speaking gigs. I'd already been making videos for 3 or 4 years. You know, I'd had hundreds, if not 1,000 videos already under my belt, and here he is saying that I suck at communicating. And he said the people that he typically works with are people who are already in media, who have tons of experience, who are great in front of the camera. They need help refining their message. He said, for you, I love your message. You've got a great message. You just suck at being able to communicate it. I'm like, oh, wow. And so, okay, great. Well, where do we go from here? And he said, I'm gonna take a flyer on you. I don't normally do this. I'm gonna take a flyer on you and see where you go. And I didn't want to waste my opportunity. I didn't even know that you could get an agent as a business person, as an entrepreneur, as a speaker. I mean, I guess I heard of speaking houses, but an agent, I thought more entertainment or sports, not for business. So I didn't want to lose this opportunity. You know, I didn't want to regret not giving it my best. And so I said, okay, great. Tell me what I need to do. I'm the worst right now. Awesome. I don't have the skills that everybody else here has. How can I get better? What do I need to do? Tell me. And he said, okay, so your first challenge is I need you to make a bio video. I need you to tell your story, a foundation story video, make it 20 to 40 minutes long and record it, and I'm gonna look at it and I'm gonna give you my feedback on it. Okay, great. So I recorded it the next day, and it was in the morning. I recorded it, sent it to him. He gave me feedback, and then at lunch I recorded it again. He gave me feedback, I recorded it again in the evening. And I did it 30 to 40 times. That's a lot. Over the course of however many days, 10 to 12 days, I guess. I recorded the video over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Every time he gave me feedback, I do it again. Feedback, do it again. And I got better. And I got better. And over the course of a couple months, when I was making 3 videos a day, practicing, sucking, but just practicing and trying to get better and listening to feedback and trying to improve, I quickly became the best case at the agency. I quickly became the #1 person from views, from subscribers, from best practices. I copy what Evan's doing. Now I'm being brought on to help them with their clients and train some of them on how they can get better on YouTube and build their brand. From being the worst, from being the guy who almost didn't get in. Because the people who were joining them, one, maybe had bigger egos, but also were having a hard time finding the time to make a video a week. And if they're not making a video a week or having a hard time doing it, and I'm making 3 a day, even if I suck, I'm gonna get better. I'm gonna outpace just because I'm willing to work, just because I'm putting in the effort. You might not have the skills, you might not have the talent, you might not have the looks, you might not have what you think you need to have. How does an introvert build a huge audience and spread a huge message and be famous on YouTube? I don't know. I mean, I'm working on it. Join me on my journey. We'll figure it out together. That was my agent's concern when I first got started, and I'm breaking the mold and doing things in a way that haven't been done. And you can do the same thing through hard work. Hard work doesn't guarantee your success. There's a lot of people who work really hard and never win. A lot of people who work 12-hour days and are doing minimum wage jobs. They're working hard and they don't win. You have to work hard and you have to work smart, but it's not one or the other. The people who were in the agency were working smart, but we're making 1 video a week. I was working less smart, but making 3 videos a day. So I'm gonna get better, I'm gonna get smarter, I'm gonna make it faster, I'm gonna show you what I can do. Hard work is always your ticket in, and one of the biggest problems is people just aren't working either hard enough or smart enough. You just want it too soon, and you can be impatient and it's amazing, but better than being impatient with the results is being impatient with yourself. Most people are impatient with the results. Like, it's not coming fast enough. Like, where are my subscribers? Where are my views? It's not happening. My first video took me a year to get 3 comments. And the first comment was my mom, the second was my sister, and the third was some random dude, right? A year to get 3 comments, and 2 of the people were my family. You're impatient with the results. What you should be is impatient with yourself. When you're not getting results, when it's not happening, audit yourself. Are you putting in the work? Are you doing enough work? Are you working smart enough? Are you applying the right strategies? Get more frustrated with yourself and your effort more than that the results aren't there. Because if you woke up every day and did that equivalent of making 3 videos a day when other people are making 1 video a week, you will eventually win. It might be slower than you'd like, but it's always slower than you'd like, but you will eventually win because hard work is always your ticket in. So what's the process? I'm gonna give you 3 steps to follow that I think will help. Step number 1 is have a mission. I'm actually not a big believer in having 10-year goals. I think to know what you think you're capable of in a 10-year window is ridiculous. Think about who you were 10 years ago. There's no way that person can predict where you are right now. Not if you're growing, not if you're having any kind of success, not if you've evolved as a human. The goals you had 10 years ago, I just started my YouTube channel 10 years ago, right? 29 years old, 10 years ago. I was just starting my YouTube channel. There's no way I could predict where I would be here. The goals that I would set for myself when I was 29 would be totally off compared to where I'm at right now. It's great. I think you can have a 10-year goal. I think you can hit it. The problem is I think that's small compared to what you're capable of. So instead you have a mission, something that motivates you, something that drives you, something you want to work hard at every day, something so big that you will never accomplish in your lifetime, and yet you wake up every day and want to take another spoon from the ocean, right? Every day you're taking another spoonful out of the ocean. You're never gonna take all the water out, but you took another spoonful and another spoonful and another spoonful. So what's your mission? More important than having a 10-year goal, what is the mission that you are on, that you have to see birth into the world because it matters, because you are built to serve, because you wanna have an impact on the people around you? Number 2 is have play bigger triggers. I'm a big believer in play bigger triggers, which means you have things in your environment that trigger you for success. So the Doritos bag here, no, I'm not sponsored by Doritos. It's a play bigger trigger. I want to eat these all day long. It's a reminder to myself that I'm stronger than the Doritos because damn the Doritos. These pictures all mean something to me. They all mean something. They may not mean anything to you, but they mean something to me. The plaques down there from my YouTube awards mean something. The cast that you can't really see, but what I wore on my neck for 60 days when I broke my neck in 2 spots on my first trip, on my first tour this year. It means something to me. My first camera is down there too that I used for 2 years. All these things, it reminds me of who I am. It reminds me that I'm stronger than I am right now in the moment, that I'm capable of great things, that I finished my tour with a broken neck in 2 spots and still went to another 30 days on the road. That's crazy, right? It's hard to imagine that I did that. And so that's how I remind myself that I did that. I have the cast there. And so whatever makes you feel bold, whatever makes you feel confident, whatever makes you feel alive, put it in your environment, your physical environment, your actual office where you're doing the work, but also your virtual environment. What's on the background of your cell phone? What's on the background of your desktop, right? What do you have? You're looking at it multiple times a day. Does it fill you up? So having a play bigger trigger for yourself. What do you need to have in your environment? Because you only set it up once, right? I only set this up once. I only put this here once. And every day I walk in and it triggers me for success every single day. And step number 3 is pass the pillow test. So I have a pillow test where if you have a pillow, right? Before you hit the bed, before you hit your pillow, don't hit the pillow. Before you hit your head on the pillow, if you're very angry, you can hit the pillow. Before you hit your head on the pillow, ask yourself, are you proud of the effort that you put in tonight? That's the pillow test. If you woke up every day and you were proud of the effort, even if you didn't get the results, but you were proud of the effort that you put in, that today I did something that made me feel proud, that was outside my comfort zone, that I wanted to quit, but I kept going regardless, that I did another take, another video, even though it didn't get the result, I'm proud of what I did today. If you woke up every day and did that and you're proud of your effort, you're gonna create amazing things. Most people aren't proud of their effort. Most people will do just enough of what the client wants, or just enough of what you think your audience wants, your customers want, or just enough. You do just enough. You have to do more than just enough. Tie your self-worth to the effort you're putting in instead of the results. Ask yourself tonight, are you proud of the effort that you put in? I'm proud of the effort I'm putting in on this video. Do I get a result? Do you love it? Maybe yes, maybe no. Maybe it's the worst video of all time for you. That's on me. I need to get better. I'm working on it every single day. I'm trying, but I'm proud of the effort that I'm putting. I'm trying. And if you woke up every day and you were trying your hardest, chasing down the goals and the life that you want, you're gonna get it. You're gonna get it because you're unstoppable, but only if you're putting in your maximum effort every day and you pass the pillow test.
Rule number 4, take accountability.
It may not be your fault, but it's your responsibility. It's not your fault that you were born broke, but it's your responsibility to fix it. It's not your fault that you had no education, but it's your responsibility to learn it. It's not your fault that you had no connections, but it's your responsibility to make them. It may not be your fault, but it's your responsibility. And the sooner you accept that, the sooner you're gonna win. So I recently posted to my YouTube community tab a quote about momentum. I think people don't have momentum, and I think the path to get momentum is to do work for free for ideal clients until you can prove your value and then they pay you. So here's what I wrote. I wrote, if you have no momentum, no traction, no clients, and start for free, prove your worth and build momentum. Give them something they can't wait to have again and pay for this time, #believe. And every time I write, there's always tons of great positive feedback. But this time, somebody wrote a kind of negative comment. And so I wanted to read it because it's highly applicable in this video. He said, Kitch, I don't know about some of your advice. Everything is my fault and work for free. To which I reply, yes, when you embrace those two, you'll start crushing your goals. It's a hard message to take on, right? Whether everything is your fault, everything is your responsibility, where you are right now, it's not about beating yourself up. It's not about saying, I suck and I can't get out. It's saying, listen, this is what happened to me. That's the past. The past doesn't have to equal to the future. Everything that I was born into and the circumstances that I grew up with, they don't have to be where I go going forward. Look at all your heroes. Look at the people who've made huge inroads, changed the world, the people that you look up to and aspire to be like. Very few of them were born super wealthy. Most of them had a worse upbringing than you did, and they could make it, so why can't you? You're just locked in your story. Too many people are locked into their story. They're not taking responsibility. They're not saying, this is my problem to get out of. I wasn't put here, right? You've been drafted into a war that you did not start. You were put here. And you have to survive. And then you have to learn to thrive. And it's that decision that you are in charge, that you're responsible, that if you go to the mirror and you say, why am I not achieving my goals? Why am I not further ahead? As long as you're blaming somebody else, that might keep you comfortable. Keeps you comfortable. It means you don't have to do anything, right? You're not winning because your mom, hit you. You're not winning because your dad never supported you, right? You're not winning because the school system sucks. As long as there's somebody else to blame, it's comforting. And everybody else around us are doing the same thing. Nobody's taking accountability. Everybody's saying it's somebody else's fault, right? Of course. It's not your fault that you're losing, because then you have to do something about it. And even if you're not losing, you're not hitting the goals as hard as you should. And it's so much easier to put the blame on somebody else and say, well, it's that person's fault. Where really, it's the person in the mirror. It's you. It's me. I am not further ahead in my business, on my YouTube channel, not because of the YouTube algorithm, not because my team didn't deliver the right video on time. Me. I'm the problem. It's my fault. It's my responsibility, right? I have to go fix it. I created this mess. It's not a mess, it's amazing, but I'm not at 10 million subscribers because of me. It's not that people don't want to watch the content and people don't want to be inspired. It's me. I need to get better. I need to improve. And even if it wasn't my fault, just taking that on It gives you hope that you can change it. And as soon as you start putting, not even the blame, I think blame is not, I don't think blame helps. I don't care who to blame. I care how do we fix it, right? If there's a problem that happens in my business, it's not like who screwed up. I don't care who screwed up. I care what are we gonna do to make sure that we can get out of this hole and that it doesn't happen again the next time, right? Taking personal accountability for where you're at. If you have not hit your goals, this is good news. You can, but nobody's coming to save you. Nothing's gonna magically change around you. You're the change. You will make the change. You can go make it happen. If I wanna grow my business bigger, I need to accept that I need to grow bigger. Me, personally, Evan Carmichael. It is my fault, it is my responsibility. I am to blame. And use that as a kick forward to say, great. Like at the beginning, it may suck. Say, oh man, I've wasted how many, weeks, months, years going down the wrong path, just casting blame on other people, realizing now it's my fault. Okay, well, what can you do about it? Now you can change it. Like at the start, the realization sucks, but then it's also the greatest thing of all time. If you're coming from under the rock and realize, oh my God, this is all my fault, that gives you the power to fix it. Because as long as you're relying on somebody else to do something and they don't show up, you can constantly blame them, but you're never growing, you're never accomplishing anything because you're waiting for them. You have to wait for anybody. It's just you. And you can fix it. You have the strength, you have the power, you're Michael Jordan, you have the abilities, you have the skill set, and if you don't have it yet, you can develop it, you can acquire it. Because your heroes did it, and you can too. So how do you do it? I'm gonna give you a 3-step process that I think will help. Step number 1 is accept responsibility for where you're at. Just say, I'm here because of me. Just accept the responsibility. Don't beat yourself up over it. Don't say you've wasted however many years in the same spot, but this is your responsibility now. That where you're at right now is a result of everything that's happened to you and the choices, decisions that you have made. Even if other people have negatively impacted you in some way, it's still your responsibility now to fix it, that you can change it. Just accepting responsibility without the burden and the pain of feeling like you wasted a whole bunch of time, right? It's a clean slate. We're starting over. However old you are, great. You're starting fresh. And you get to create the next 2 decades of your life. How about we make it a masterpiece? Step number 2 is decide what needs to change. You want to make that masterpiece of a life happen? Awesome. What needs to change? Who do you need to become? What are the habits that you need to do? The people that you look up to, respect, admire, who've done what you want to do, who came from worse than where you came from, they've gone off and achieved. What did they do? What actions did they take? What skill sets did they learn? What mindset shifts did they need to make inside them? Who did they start hanging out with, right? All of those. What are the habits? What media did they consume? What books did they read? All of it. Understanding what you need to change allows you to create a roadmap. So you want to build that beautiful life, that amazing life? Amazing. What needs to change? Now, decide what needs to change. You may not even hate your life. That's even worse. If you don't hate your life, it's harder to make growth. If you absolutely hate your life, you say like, this sucks, I'm moving on, you've hit rock bottom, then it's actually very easy to grow. It's when things are just good. You don't hate your life, but it's good. It's good, right? Your life is good. You have internet, you have family, it's good. But you know you're capable of more. That's where you need to push. That's where you need to decide. Like, what does an amazing life look like? What does a masterpiece of a life look like for you? And write it out and look at it and get emotional. Like, I want that. That must happen. And if you're feeling that, then what has to change in you to go off and make that happen? Decide today. And step number 3 is map your actions to your ambitions. You say you want this. You say you want that masterpiece of a life. You say you want to be here. Great. What are you going to do every week? What are you going to do every day? Your calendar dictates who you are. Success is habits, not some final destination. So how can you map your actions of what you're doing in your calendar to your ambitions to become the person that you want to become and achieve what you want to achieve? So if you've decided, you've taken responsibility for where you're at in life, and it's your responsibility to fix it and change it. You've mapped out what a great life looks like for you. Great. Now break that down. Instead of thinking 10, 20 years out, what are you going to do today? What are you going to do this week? Pull out your calendar from Sunday to Sunday and map out where you're going to be spending your time. And then step above it and look at it and say, if I did these things for the week, if I did those things, will I move closer to building that life that I want? And if it's the yes, amazing, do it. And if it's no, then go fix it. Then all you have to do is get up every day and do the work.
Also, if you want to have more self-confidence and self-belief, I've designed a special free training to help you do it. The science says it can take up to 254 days of consecutive action to build a new habit. And I want that for you. I want you to build the habit of self-belief. So what I'm going to do is email you every day for 254 days a link to an unlisted video that will shift your belief forward. To get on it for free, the link to join is in the description below.
Find whatever the smallest first step is, and then the smallest next step is, and continue to build those steps. And when you look back, you'll have realized that you made some pretty significant progress.
You can use rejection as fuel to help you go off and do something bigger and motivation to, I'm going to prove them wrong.
It's got to be your life's work. If you only had to write one book ever in your life, this is it, and it's got to be amazing.
Rule number 5, find your core value.
Who are you? When you understand what your single most important core value is, everything else becomes so much easier. So for me, it's belief, right? Belief is my single most important core value. How does that help? Well, with every decision that I make, it's seen through the lens of belief. Every video content that I make is about belief. It has to be. Every interaction I have, every workshop, every book, every meeting, all of it has to be run through the believe framework, right? The glasses of belief. If I'm hiring somebody onto my team, skills alone aren't enough. It's great that you can write copies. Do you believe in entrepreneurs? It's a big difference. So when you understand your core value, everything else becomes clearer and you're less likely to follow what other people want you to do. Everybody around you, they have a goal for you, even if it's well-intentioned. They have opinions on what you should do with your life. Everybody around you. This is what you should do with your life. Everybody has an opinion. You don't know which way to go. If you don't know which way to go, it's because you don't know what you stand for, because you're standing on quicksand. But when you understand your one word, your who, your most important core value, it's like you're standing on a rock that nobody can push you from. So how do you figure that out quickly, right? I mean, this is 200 something pages. Let's boil it down super quick for you. You want to think about all the people that you love. Your favorite teacher, what you loved about your parents. Think about your favorite musician, your favorite band, your favorite song, your favorite movie, your favorite book, all your favorite things. The thing that when you are around, consuming it, reading it, being with them, it makes you feel bold, alive, amazing, confident, unstoppable, right? We've all had those moments. It's just not consistent enough yet. We're gonna make it for you. It's just not consistent enough yet. And so write down a list of 5 to 10 things that make you come alive. Again, people, your favorite teacher, movies, all of those things that make you, that you love, like you could get lost spending time with them or reading them or listening to them. Then write down 3 keywords that describe each of them. So your favorite teacher, why did you love Mr. Jones? It's not because he taught you grade 4 math, right? There was something else about Mr. Jones that you love. Why do I love Seabiscuit, the movie? Because it's about an oversized jockey and an undersized horse and an owner that has no money and all of these things, and they all come together. It's belief, right? My parents taught me that I'm Evan Carmichael and I can do anything that I believe that I can, right? And so through all the things that I love, believe is the common thread. What is it for you? You have to figure it out. You have to figure it out. It doesn't have to take you years of work. Just write down all of the people and the things that you love, 3 keywords for each. Like, do this. This is important. Just do it today. It'll make a huge difference in your life. It's worth it. This is the best 15 minutes you can spend in your life. Do it. Pause the video and do it. And then just see what comes up consistently. What word comes up over and over and over and over and over and over again? Chances are that's your one word. That's your who. Then when you discover it, you have to start living that life. So, if my one word is believe, then I got to think, okay, who around me is not believe? What am I doing that is not believe? What projects am I working on that are not believe? And it gives you clarity and forces some tough decisions. And the more unhappy you are right now in your life or business is because you are out of alignment with your one word. If I was doing something that was anti-believe, even if it made tons of money, I'm not going to be happy because it's against who I am. It's against my core value. Same thing for you. If you are unhappy, it's because you're doing things that don't align well with your core value and you don't know what your core value is. So fix it. Do the exercise. Don't watch step number 2 until you've done step number 1. Step number 2 is your why. So first was who, next is why. Your why is your purpose. Your purpose comes from your pain. The thing that you struggled with the most as a human, right? Purpose from pain. The thing you struggled with the most as a human is the thing that you want to help other people with for life. I love helping entrepreneurs. I can believe in anybody. I believe in people. I believe everybody has Michael Jordan level talent, right? I believe. But I believe in entrepreneurs a lot more. Why? Because I struggled so much as an entrepreneur. because I was making $300 a month and not able to survive and doubting myself and feeling worthless as a human being, right? That was me. I remember when I was 19, building up my first company. And so now my purpose is to help other people who currently feel that way. And I love helping more successful entrepreneurs. It's fine. It's great helping people who have 1 million or 10 million or even more in sales. But I'm still super connected to the early stage, to the startup, to the person who feels not good enough, that they're not going to make it, because that's where I struggled. That's who I was. And so whatever you struggled with, you've gone through some pain. Whatever the most painful moment was in your life, not physical pain, emotional struggle, feeling worthless. When did you feel the most worthless as a human being? The point of this isn't to inflict pain and make you feel terrible. The point is that whatever that moment was, there are currently tons of people who are going through the same thing. There are right now, many people around the world who are going through the exact same thing that you went through. Even if you're not done climbing out of the hole, you're further ahead than where you were. Your purpose for the rest of your life is to help other people who currently are what you used to be. I had a DM from a woman on Instagram who said, the only thing that made me come alive was a thing that destroyed my life. The only time I felt exhilarating was doing something that then destroyed my life. And so she feels lost and no purpose. There's something better. The high that you got from doing the thing that destroyed your life, there's a better high. The better high is helping people who are currently destroying their life with the same thing that you went through. That's fulfillment. Helping people get out of the hole who are exactly like you. That's fulfillment. It'll fill you up to a level I can't even explain. You'll feel so much love and explosion inside you. It's like, this is what I'm gonna do for the rest of my life. And people are built to serve. You wanna help people. It's hardwired into us, right? It hits the same part of the brain as food and sex. You wanna serve. But how do you serve? The people who you'll serve the most and feel the most lit up with are the people who currently are who you used to be. And step number 3 is how. So who, why, then how. Step number 3 is how. How you got out of the problem that you were in, the big hole that you were in. How did you get out? Again, even if you're not totally done getting out. And by the way, you're never done getting out. My biggest strength is belief, and my biggest weakness is belief. The biggest reason why I'm not further ahead of where I should be right now is because of lack of belief in myself. It's my greatest strength. I believe in myself way more than I did when I was 19 or 13 or 12 or 28, all of it. But if 78-year-old Evan came back to talk to this version of Evan right now, say your biggest problem is you not believe in yourself enough. It's a lifelong game. It's a lifelong journey. It's great. You don't want it to end. You want to grow forever. But every time you grow, every time you learn, every time you get better, you have a responsibility, a duty, the service to reach back and help other people climb up one more step. You take another step up, you pull somebody with you. You pull somebody else with you. You pull somebody else with you. That's the process. How you got out, how you saved yourself. Again, even if you're not done, but how you got better than where you used to be isn't some random fluke. There's a lot of people who never figure it out. The method, the way that you got out is teachable. You can help others. You can show them the path. You represent hope that it's possible. And so for me, it was modeling success, right? The thing that saved my business was modeling success, modeling what Bill Gates did to build Microsoft. And so what have I done for the past 20 years is just model success, just find other people who've been doing it, and I learn and I get better, and I share that with you guys. So hopefully you can learn from people like Don Napani. You can learn from all the people that I profile on my various channels, because I want to give the gift to you as well. I'm learning, I'm getting better, and hopefully you are as well. So your how is teachable. Most people think their how is just some random thing that just happened to them and super specific and they can't help. No. What you did is a recipe, and that can save many other people as well. That's the process. That's how you find your purpose. Who, why, how. Go through it. But it's one of the most important things that I think people need. It's the most common question I get asked. How do I find my passion? How do I find my purpose? This is it. Go through the process. Buy the book if you want to, but go through the process. It does not have to take years of contemplating and thinking. It doesn't have to take thousands and thousands of dollars to sit down with somebody to help you figure it out. That's the process. Go through it. It doesn't have to be hard. It's very simple. The most powerful things in the world are simple. This is your simple truth. And when you discover it, it's so powerful. It's so overwhelming sometimes. The gift that you could give to the world, that becomes your duty, your obligation. You are built to serve. You have a powerful message, a powerful mission, and I want you to discover it. Discover your Michael Jordan level talent. Save the world. Let's do it together.
Rule number 6, know your why and how.
So let's start with this. Purpose is not passion. They're related, but they're not the same thing. Passion is also not that hard to figure out. Neither is purpose. People just have not been given the right tools. So let's simplify it for you today. And if you're someone who's struggling to figure out what your purpose and your passion are, this video is going to be insanely helpful for you. I have a who, why, how process. Who is your most important core value? We're not going to dive into that in this video, but the next two are your why and your how. Your why is your purpose and your how is your passion. So let's start with purpose. Your purpose is your why. Your purpose comes from your pain. Your purpose is whatever the thing you struggled with the most in life. Think back to the most painful moment in your life. What was it? What was happening? What was around you? What was that moment? For positive, entrepreneur, optimistic people, this actually might be a challenge. For me, it was a challenge because I don't want to think about the bad past. I don't want to think about what happened to me. I'm focused on what I'm doing now and going forward, not rearview mirror stuff. What happened back then doesn't matter, except it does. Because the thing that will fill you up the most is helping people who are currently going through the thing that you struggled with the most. So whatever was the most painful moment in your life, from when you're born until right now, that you can remember, not physical pain, psychological pain, mental pain, the thing that made you feel terrible. What was that thing? Your purpose is to help other people who are feeling that right now. And so imagine who you are now and imagine who you used to be, whether that's a year ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago. Go back to whoever that person was. Let's just say it's 5 years ago. Great. The person you are now can help the person who you were 5 years ago. You may not have all the answers. You're still on your path. You don't know everything, but you've grown. You've come out of the hole. You're better than you were 5 years ago. Talk to the person you were 5 years ago. Helping that person is your purpose. You've climbed up the staircase, right? You've grown. There's still a lot more stairs to grow. You don't want the staircase to end. That staircase is your growth, is your professional and personal development for life. You want to keep climbing. And every time you take a step, what you want to do is reach down and help somebody else up. But you can only help people to the extent that you've grown. If you've taken 8 steps on the staircase, that's all you can help people up to get to step number 8. If you get to 20, you can help people more. So we want to keep growing, keep climbing those stairs, and then keep reaching back and pulling people up and giving them a hand. That's your purpose for life. You'll like serving people and helping people, and it's tied to your core value, your who, your one word. We're not talking about it much in this video, but you'll just like helping people because service is hardwired into our brain. Helping people is hardwired to your brain. It has a similar impact on your brain as food and sex. It's hardwired. You'll like it. You want to help people. You want to serve. But who you serve will be different. It'll have a different impact. I love helping people in general, but if you're an entrepreneur, that's something extra special. There's so many great causes in the world. There's so many great causes. Why this instead of this? Because you have an emotional connection to it, an emotional attachment to it. Why? Because you went through it. Because you suffered through it, and you want to make sure that nobody else has to suffer as much as you suffered. Your purpose comes from your pain, period. It'll fill you up for life. Helping entrepreneurs will fill me up for the rest of my life. It will never get old. When I'm tired, when I have no energy, when I'm depleted, I will still meet with entrepreneurs because it fills me up. Your purpose comes from your pain. You have to find it. Now let's talk about passion. So your passion is your how. Your passion is the things that you're doing, how you're going to actually execute against your why, execute against your purpose. What are you doing? It's great that you believe in entrepreneurs, amazing, but what are you going to do? How are you going to go about doing it? So for me, it's making videos. For me, it's doing speaking gigs. For me, it's writing books. For me, it's helping people one-on-one. For me, it's doing events, right? That's my how. But that will evolve, that will change. Right? I started doing this helping entrepreneur thing when I was 22 years old. And that started just by doing speaking. And then it became my website. And I had 100,000 plus pages of content. And then I shut the thing down overnight and I focused on YouTube. And it's been a 10-year plus journey on YouTube. And maybe in 10 years that's gone and I'm doing something totally different. I don't know, the how will change a lot. What you get passionate about, or to Mel's point about energy, what you get energy about will change with time. But it has to be connected to your purpose. Just because it gives you energy, it's not going to fill you up. It's got to be connected to a deeper source, which is your purpose. And so your purpose stays locked forever. Your why is locked forever. Your who, your one word, your core value is locked forever. How you go about executing it will change a lot over the course of your life. Right now it's making YouTube videos. In 5 years, it'll be something else. In 5 years, it'll be something else. In 5 years, it'll be something else. As you grow and change as a human, as technology and market changes as well, you need to adapt, you need to adjust, you need to change, which is great because you don't want to just do the same thing over and 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 over forever. And so it makes sense that purpose and passion are going to be the top questions that people ask. Because you want to be doing something more. You know that you're capable of doing something more than what you're doing right now. And most people look around the world, look at your friends, look at your community, look at the people you grew up with, look at them and say, are these people happy? Are these people living a purposeful life? No. What? No. Of course not. But they haven't been given the tools. It's not that difficult a problem to figure out. Just go through the who, why, how process, especially the last two for this video, right? The why and the how. Your purpose and your passion, your most painful moment of all time, and how you got out of it. And when you can flip that to then serving other people, that will fill you up for life.
Rule number 7, the last one before our very special bonus clip, ignore the bad advice.
The people who are telling you that your idea won't work are not the people whose life that you want. So why are you listening to them? Your Uncle Joe, your Aunt Susan, the rest of your family, the people who you grew up with from high school, look at their life. Look at their life right now. Take away their words and what they're telling you, remove the emotion from it. Look at their life. Do you want a life like theirs? Because their advice will lead to a life like theirs. If not, then you probably should be doing the exact opposite of what they're telling you to do. Now, I think there's two types of people who will give you negative feedback. You got the haters, and then you got the people who are just ignorant. And there's a big difference between those two. So let's start with the haters. The haters, I call the little man, the haters, their entire role in their life is to bring other people down. Maybe they took their shot. This is actually quite frequent. They took their shot, they tried, they didn't work, they failed, and so now nobody around them can be successful. They get their value, they get their self-love by destroying other people because it makes them feel better about themselves. It's like watching some train wreck on reality TV show, right? Watching relationships and lives fall apart because it makes you feel better about your life. You feel better about your life when you see somebody else's life be a total mess, right? Those are the haters. Now, how do you deal with them? It starts by understanding that if you believe, like I believe, that humans are built to serve, right? People are built to serve. You want to do good. People are good, right? Both of those things. Humans are good and we're built to serve. Then what would get somebody who is good and built to serve to leave a nasty negative comment or to tell you that you suck or your deal is not going to work out? What would drive them to do it? They really hate their life, right? Like empathy is the first step. Just feeling bad for them, not sympathy and using that as a negative against them. Not saying, well, your life sucks, so I'm not going to. That's not going to help anything. It's actual genuine empathy. If the highlight of somebody's day is coming to this video and leaving a negative comment, it's okay. I feel bad for that person. If that's the highlight of your day, then you must be in a really rough spot if you believe that people are good and they're built to serve. And so what that does is remove the sting out of the comment. When somebody is raging on you that you suck and that your idea is never going to work, having empathy to understand, wow, this person is likely in a really tough spot, that removes the sting of the words and allows you to then be more practical, less emotional, to respond emotionally and feel like, oh my God, maybe they're right. Maybe they have a point. Maybe I do suck. Say, wait a minute. This person, they hate their life. Why am I listening to them? Right? Just like the wake up call out of the head game that you're in. Listening to their advice. So those are the haters. Remove the sting and then allow you to make a practical decision. The second part are the people who are ignorant. They're your friends, your family, the people around you who they actually love you, right? Chances are your parents love you. Your mom probably loves you, right? Most moms love their kids. Your parents probably love you. So why would they be telling you not to go do something? Why would they be telling you advice against what you want to hear? Because they grew up in a different era. Your parents are pilgrims. Your parents don't understand the world that exists. Your parents don't understand that you can have a full-time business from this. It doesn't make sense. When your parents were your age, they couldn't do the things that you can do. So they want you to be successful. The people around you who love you want you to be successful. They have a different definition of success. Success to them looks different than it does for you because they're from a different era. And that's okay. Again, starting point is empathy. Understand that these words that are coming out of their mouth, is love. They're trying to express love. They're concerned for you. They want you to win. They just have a different version of what winning looks like. And so when you're dealing with parents or friends or family, chances are the thing that you're great at, Michael Jordan level talent at, the thing that you want, is not the thing that your family does. And so it takes a lot of courage and strength to say, here's what my family does, here's what my community does, here's what my friends are doing. I want to be doing this. That's hard. That takes a lot of strength and courage. And then these people, they don't want to see you go off and do that because they want you to stay here. They want you to stay in their community. What does it say about them if you're off doing something else, right? It's their own fears and insecurities. Because if you go off and have success over here, it makes them feel bad about themselves. They start to doubt themselves and what they're doing. They don't want to do that. So having empathy, right? Understanding that. And then especially if dealing with parents, I'm going harder on the parents because I get so many entrepreneurs who are asking me about how to deal with my parents. When you are trying to pitch your idea and say, here's what I want to do, and you are absolutely convinced that it's going to work, guess what's going to happen? Your parents or the people who love you will double down on why it's not the thing to do. If you say, I'm going to go be a YouTuber, right? Great. I want to be a full-time YouTuber. And you can say, well, look at all these people who've had successful careers as full-time YouTubers. You go tell them that, they can say, that's crazy, don't be a YouTuber. You go get a job, go be a lawyer. Like that's safe, that's stable, go into real estate, that's what you should be doing. Don't go be a YouTuber, that's crazy. The more certain you are in it, the more they're gonna think you're crazy and they're gonna double down on it. The more you think, of course it's gonna work out, what are you talking about? Why don't you support me, right? If you're fighting, why don't you love me? Why don't you support me? Why don't you encourage me? Look at all these people having success, of course I can do it. What, don't you believe in me? The more you attack them and are certain in your position, the more they're gonna build up their walls and be more certain in their position because they think this person doesn't understand what's happening. This person is so blind, how do you not see this thing? On the other hand, if you approached it from a softer side, if you said, listen, I don't know if it's gonna work out. I know a lot of people try and don't work out in business. A lot of entrepreneurs never make it. I'm afraid that it won't work. But I have to try. I have to try because I know that if I don't try, I'm gonna regret it. I'm gonna get to the end of my life and I'm gonna regret not having taken my shot. And I don't wanna look back on my life and say, this was my moment to try and I was too afraid. I don't wanna be afraid. I would rather know and fail than not know. And I'm scared. And I hope you can understand that and support that. That's a lot easier for somebody to come down and say, okay, I understand. You're not attacking them. You're leaning on vulnerability and your fears and insecurities more than on certainty that this is gonna work. And it's likely gonna lead to a much healthier relationship and healthier conversation. Now, it doesn't mean that they're automatically gonna accept you and yes, that's what you're gonna do. And then you have to decide, are you gonna live your life or your parents' version of your life? Your family's version of your life? Your community's version of your life? When you get to decide that it's your life? When you're 4 years old, you don't have a choice. Right? You do what your parents tell you to do. When you become an adult though, what is it, 14? Is it 16? Is it 20? Is it 25? Is it 32? Are you gonna be 50 and still doing what your parents want you to do? Like at what age you get to decide? Are you gonna say, this is my life and I'm gonna live my life, and if people support me, great, and if not, I'm gonna be an army of one and I'm gonna will it into existence. So if you're an entrepreneur doing crazy, amazing things, you got this vision, you wanna change the world, you wanna serve, you wanna have an impact, you wanna make money, you're going to be faced with a lot of people who will criticize you because you want to disrupt the status quo, do something different. There's a lot of people who don't want you to do something different. They like the status quo. They want you to just fit inside the status quo. Fit inside this perfect puzzle piece, sit in your box, and you're good to go, right? A lot of people who want that for you. And over that course of you building your amazing dream business, you're going to get faced with both kinds of people giving you negative feedback, the haters, and the people who are just ignorant. And learning to start with empathy, understand where they're coming from, and then deal with it in a way that is empowering, using the strategies I gave you, will give you more confidence and courage and positivity and energy and optimism to move forward, because you need it. Because building a business is crazy tough, crazy hard, and you need all the support you can get. And if at the end of the day you still have nobody who supports you, you can come on back to Believe Nation, because we're here every day. There's a lot of love from me, but also you guys in the comments, in the community. You can share your thoughts, share what you're going through, And chances are you have somebody who will help you, who will be a guiding support, who will listen to you and support you as well.
Now I've got a special bonus clip that I think you're gonna enjoy, but before that, it's time for the question of the day. I wanna know, what was your single biggest takeaway from this video and your plan of action for the next week? When you just get inspired, you watch a video, you get motivated, amazing. The science says you have a 35% chance of actually doing something, actually following through. That, Believe Nation, is not enough. That is not you, not now, not anymore, not today. But when you get inspired and then you create a specific plan of action for what you're gonna do, that number jumps to 91% chance of you following through. And when you commit publicly to others, like leaving a comment in this video, it jumps to 95%. So the question of the day is your single biggest takeaway from this video and your plan of action for the next week. Put it down in the comments below, and maybe next week I'll profile you.
Most people don't concentrate long enough on achieving their goals. So what happens? You don't achieve your goals. If you're focused on something and you do it every day consistently, you will eventually get results. But if you're constantly jumping from one thing to another, from one idea to another, from one activity to another, then you'll never actually accomplish what you're capable of. The problem isn't lack of creativity or ideas or genius, it's a lack of concentration. And if that's you, I want to fix it in this video today. So let's take a quick look at my YouTube journey. I started on YouTube over 10 years ago. It's crazy that it's been that long. And I wasn't very good when I started. Go back and watch my first videos. They're all still up there. I haven't deleted them. You can go back and watch every single one of them and see how much I sucked. I'm an introvert. This is not natural for me. It took a lot of concentration, a lot of focused effort, and 6,000 plus videos later, here I am. Why? Because I just kept going. Because I kept focused on my mission, on my objective. It took me 350 videos until I wasn't completely embarrassed by myself. 350 videos. I had to have my sister come into the room with the camera, focus on me, press record, and then leave because I couldn't film with her in the room. And that's my sister. How is this guy gonna be a YouTuber and be on stage and give speeches and be a thought leader and deliver presentations if you can't even do a simple video with your sister in the room? Concentration, focused effort. That's the key. It's been every single day we've been uploading videos. We've done 3+ videos a day for the past 5 years. Every single day. I've been sick, videos went up. I broke my neck in 2 spots, had a concussion, videos going up. I lost my voice, videos going up. All the time. Every single day for the past 5+ years, it's been at least 3 videos across my main channel and now my multiple channels. Concentration. I'm not very good at this. The point of all this isn't to brag or say, look at me. It's saying that I suck. That if I could do it, so can you. The difference is, I think a lot of you guys are way more talented than I am. But I look at Alex, for example, who works for me at TDS. He's just so much more naturally gifted in front of the camera. He's funny, he's charismatic, a lot of the stuff that I'm not, and I've been slowly grinding away, getting better in front of the camera. So I think a lot of you guys are actually better than me, or better than what I was. And if you just kept going, if you just kept working on it, you would improve and you would have the results you're after. You're just not patient enough. You're not concentrating enough. You're not putting in the work every single day. This great story comes to mind that is great and sad at the same time. I was meeting a friend in Orlando, another influencer, 6 years ago or so. And we met up and he said, I'm gonna be the next Gary Vee. Like, okay, great. I love it. Pumped. Like, let's go. I'm just starting my YouTube career, really starting to take off, and he wants to be his thing, and he's going to be the next influencer. I love it. And then he posted something about a year ago or so, and he said, 5 years ago I met Evan at this place in Starbucks in Orlando, and I told him I was going to be the next Gary Vee, and he was on his career to build his YouTube channel. And fast forward now, and Evan's got 1.5 million subscribers, and I'm still kind of where I was because I didn't put in the work. And so that's what I don't want for you, right? He has talent. He's a genius. So are you. He just didn't do the 5 years of work that I did. And he's someone who's actually, I think, way more charismatic than I am. And so I don't want that for you. I want you to concentrate on your effort, which will then lead to results. And I'll give you a 3-step process that you can follow to help you get there. Step number 1 is flip patience and impatience. People have this really messed up view on patience and impatience. I think people are often impatient with the results. So you want the results immediately. It's human nature, you want it immediately. But you're very patient with yourself. If you look at what you're doing every day, like, oh, I'll do that tomorrow. You get an idea, yeah, I'll start Monday. I'll start next week. I'll start next year. Fresh year, start off fresh, all that, right? No, you flip it. You flip it. You flip patience and impatience. What I want you to do is have patience with the results, that the results will come, and impatience with yourself, that today matters, today. You're watching this, I don't know what time it is during the day, you're watching this, today matters. What you create today has to mean something. Because if you approached every day with massive impatience for yourself and your effort, and you did that every day, you did the work, that you were proud of yourself for your effort, I promise you that the results are gonna come. But it will take some time to get to your big goals. You have big goals, right? You want to do something big. You have big ambitions. You don't want just some tiny little win. Awesome. That's going to take some time. Even if you're hustling and grinding and being proud of your effort every single day, it's going to take some time. So patience with the results and massive impatience with yourself. Number 2 is think big and act small. This is where I think a lot of entrepreneurs get tripped up. You need to think big and act small. So you have a big vision, a big mission, something that you want to go off and change the world. My big thinking is I want to solve the world's biggest problem, right? It's never going to happen in my lifetime. And yet I wake up every day trying to tackle it. You want to have a big vision. The problem with it though, for some people, is that it means you don't start. Because to make that big vision happen, you need money, you need investors, you need camera gear, you need equipment, you need a team, you need all this stuff, right? Just keeps adding up, all the stuff you need, and then you never start. That's the problem. The reason why some dummies are winning off of your idea instead of you is because they just started, because they acted small. So you think big, and that's the motivating dream that you're chasing down every day, and you act small. What's the smallest thing that I can do today just to start building momentum? Because momentum is the thing that is missing in most businesses. You have great ideas, you're a genius, you're talented, I love what you're trying to do, it's amazing. You need momentum. Momentum. Every single day, creating a little bit more momentum to make that dream come true. Think big, act small. And number 3 is schedule for success. Look at your calendar. Success is your habits, right? You want to make sure that your actions map to your ambitions. The actions that are in your calendar, if you did those things, would help you accomplish your goals, your dreams, your ambitions. So if you're talking about building a YouTube career, amazing. Show me in your calendar where every week you're making time to make YouTube videos. If you want to be an author, awesome, I'm pumped. Show me in your time, show me in your calendar where you've blocked it out that you're going to spend time writing on your book. Most people don't do it. And then you allow all these little things, these distractions to pull you away from the thing that you want to be doing. You have to put the big things into your calendar first and block off the time and protect that time and look at it from above, and not just your business, your personal stuff too. What's a good relationship look like? What's a good health situation for yourself look like, right? Habits. Put in your calendar and then step above it and look at the week that you're about to go off and do. Look at your week ahead. If you did those things consistently, would it help you accomplish your goals? And for too many people, it's no. You're living in reaction mode to other people's emergencies, and then you never get to do the thing that you want to do. You got to defend your time. You schedule for success. So whatever your big goals are, whatever you need to concentrate on, you need to make sure you're spending an appropriate amount of time on it so that you get good at it, so you can start getting results and making the impact that you know you can make. Schedule for success.
If you want to learn how to raise your standards, check out the video next to me. I think you're gonna enjoy. I will see you there. Continue to believe.
The difference in people is their standards. The world is full of people who started with less than what you already have right now,